Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Todd again. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has viewed and subscribed to the Wellbeing Team YouTube channel. We launched yesterday. There's been heaps of positive feedback, heaps of views, and heaps of subscribers. So thanks heaps. It's really cool. What I'm going to do today, while the sun's out, is share a little bit of one of my interests and give you some tips that might improve your BMX riding. So I'll do a little bit of a run through as to my bike, how I set it up, which might help setting up your bikes at home. I'm happy to field any questions as well in the comment section that I might be able to help with setup. And then we'll do a little bit of manual practice. So I'll give you a couple of tips that might improve your ability to manual, because I'm not very good at doing backflips and tricks and all that sort of stuff anymore, but I do enjoy manualing because it's such a versatile, fun thing to do everywhere you go. So this is my bike, one of my bikes. This is my current BMX. It's a King Solace, nice and shiny, and it's well, I keep it nice and clean and tidy. Probably the most striking things, apart from the color, positions that I've got. This frame is brakeless, unfortunately. I would prefer brakes, but that's how it's been set up, and that's how I got it. So that's how it is. But when you've got, your bikes should have brakes on them, and I make sure that they're always functioning. And then of course you always wear a helmet, which I've got just here. You'll notice with my setup, I run the chain reasonably tight because I don't want it to hit on the bottom chainstays. I run the seat nice and low, which helps with manualing, so you've got some clearance. And with the bar angle, you should be able to see the angle of the handlebars pretty much matches the angle of the forks. So if you drew a line down, they'd sort of run parallel to each other. The bars would probably come down and meet the axle. So if you drew a line straight off the end of the handlebars, straight down the front there, straight off the end of the handlebars, down to the center of the axle, that'd pretty much meet there. And that's a really good, comfortable spot to have your bars set up. Yeah, tire pressures, I run them quite high. Not too hard though, but probably about 50, 55 in these. But also depends on where you're riding as to how much air you need in them. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of a run through now of manualing. So for those who don't know what that is, manualing is where you mono, or you ride on one wheel, on the back wheel, without pedaling, so without any forward drive through the pedals. Simply a matter of balance. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you a position standing still, then I'll do a couple of roll throughs of how you can practice, and then hopefully I'll nail one and I won't fall on my face. So let's see. So I'll grab my helmet. What we do, essentially, see if I can get in the shot, manualing is riding your bike on one wheel, balancing like this. It's important to the position that you want to be in. You want to be leaning with your weight heavily over the rear wheel, but not too low. So you want to have your knees bent, and you want to have your arms bent. So sort of go all the way straight with your arms, and then just bend them just a little bit. So that's the position that you want to be in. Preferred foot forward, so you want to have 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, and that depends on which way you ride. So it's completely up to the rider, left foot forward or back or right foot forward. And then what you can do when you're learning is just get into that position and just rock your weight forwards and backwards. And while you're rolling, you should be able to just lift the front wheel. It doesn't have to go up high, but just lift it off the ground, off the road, just a little bit. So I'll do a little roll through of the practice. See if we can get it in the shot. So by leaning back and just pulling up like that, and around. And if you're just leaning back and pulling like that, you might be able to get it up for a little bit like that. Once you can do that, the next step is trying to keep it there. So the only way, once we do the pull and then it drops down again, the only way you can keep it there is by keeping your weight back and finding the balance point. So the balance point where you can use your knees to control your weight, your knees and your arms to control your weight, to keep it up in the air. Now it'll move, it'll fluctuate. You don't have to have it up too high. It'll fluctuate probably about probably about 6 to 12 inches off the ground is probably perfect, because you don't want to loop out and land backwards. You don't want to have to rely on grabbing your brakes and trying to get yourself back down again. So I'll do another demo of just a little bit further, a little bit more balance. So you'll see that when it looks like the front wheel's gonna drop, so when you get to a point where the front wheel's going down, I push a little bit of weight on my pedals, so pushing the back wheel into the ground and lifting and pushing my weight back, so that in turn lifts the front wheel back up again. So it's sort of like a rocking motion. Let's see if I can get one that can show the whole thing. Cool, wish me luck. Not sure how that'll look on the camera, considering I can't move the camera, but the key to it is keeping your weight back, knees bent, arms bent, and being able to rock your body weight. Try it not too slow, not too fast. You want a little bit of momentum. Have your brakes adjusted so you can catch them if you need to, and hit me up in the comments if I can help with anything else. Have a good day. See you soon.